Well, hello. I would like to tell you a story. Back in 1967, a new TV show, Dragnet, used this opening. The story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. Well, my stories are also true, and I do not name anyone either. This story is about my experiences with some bears, so let's get started. During my summer before high school graduation in 1965 and the summer after graduation in 1966, I worked for a small core drilling company. Myself and a friend were both hired. We got the job because we lived in the same town that the owner of the drilling company did. Both summers were in the mountain areas where a dozer had to make the roads into the drill sites for the drill trucks. Basically, what the company did was set up the drill rig on the drill site. That involved standing up the derrick, preparing the drill rods, and laying them out for use, and then get the water circulation ready to drill. Drill trucks are equipped with a fold-down derrick for travel, a drill head and a motor that turns the drill rods, a tank of water, and a pump to circulate it through the drill rods to wash away the drill cuttings and keep the bits cool. We would start with a roller cone bit on the drill rods to drill down to bedrock. Once there, we changed to a diamond core bit that would bring up core samples of the rock for geologists to examine. Roller drill bits and diamond core bits are expensive, and it only takes a short time to ruin one. Two people run the rig, a driller and a driller's helper. A driller has to be sensitive to the sound of the drill motor and water circulation. He operates the machinery and is in charge. The drill helper does a lot of lifting, twisting, and pipe wrench work. The rods are screwed together in 10 or 20-foot lengths. Each time a rod was added, the threads had to be cleaned and greased to make them easier to take back off. It was hard work, and I earned some nice arm muscles doing it. I don't know if it is still done the same way nowadays. The equipment we had was built by the owner himself. He was an engineer and had his own shop. The first summer in 1965, we worked in the Montana mountains near the Canadian border. The nearest main town was Libby, Montana. We were taking bedrock core samples from both sides of the Kootenai River for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. I think it involved a proposed bridge site or a railroad crossing or something of the kind over the river. I'm pretty sure it was involved with the planning phase of the Libby Dam, completed about 10 years later. This is a picture of a core box and core samples which I found on the internet. The samples were placed in the core boxes in the exact relationship of their depth in the ground. That was very important. A core engineer would then examine them and make notes. During the second summer, I asked one of the engineers how he got his job. He told me he was a college geology professor hired for the summer. He was a nice guy, but with him watching our every move, we had to be meticulous. My friend and I lived in a tent during our first summer work. While we were at work each day, some black bears would raid the camp and dig up our trash pit. We learned not to leave food in our tents, but didn't have a large problem with the bears that first year. However, we were convinced by the night noises they made that we would not use tents again. The second year, we worked on the rocky sides of the North Fork of the Clearwater River above Orofino, Idaho. We were upriver from where the Dorshack Dam was just starting to be built. We lived in a small 14-foot trailer my dad had gotten for me. This time the bears were more aggressive. One day we came home and found a bear had ripped the screen on a window by the door and reached into my trailer. I had left a new box of Cheerios and a new Hershey's Cocoa can, made out of cardboard, on the counter by the window when we went to work. We found the Cheerios box ripped open on the ground. We couldn't find a single Cheerio. The bear had licked up every single one of them. We also found the cocoa can, and it was open on the ground as well. It was licked clean, but some of the cocoa had been mixed into the forest dust. So he may have had a stomachache from that one. I never left food by a window again. One time my friend and I came home after work in the evening and scared 2 bear cubs away from our trailer. One ran into the woods and the other climbed a tree right by our trailer door. It started to bawl or cry. We were afraid Mama Bear would come and be a little upset, so we got in the trailer and didn't go out for the rest of the night. The bear was still crying when we went to sleep. We were really tired from a hard day's work, so that was only a few minutes. Sometime during the night, it left. We were not the only ones living in a trailer. There was also a college student who was working with us his second summer, and he had a trailer also. He had a good sense of humor. We pulled a few tricks on him and him on us just for fun, like toothpaste on the light switch stuff. Early one morning, when it wasn't full daylight yet, we heard a noise and then some laughing come from his trailer. He called to us to come over. He told us he was about half awake when he heard the trailer windows above his bed start to click open. He figured we were getting ready to pull a trick on him, so he quietly knelt by the window. Then he quickly pulled the drapes open and yelled, "Boo!" To his surprise, he was nose to nose with the trailer. The bear went, "Huff!" and ran off. That is when our friend started laughing and called us to come over. He said he didn't know who was shocked the most, him or the bear. We went into Orofino each weekend to do our laundry, buy groceries and a good meal, and then watch a movie or something. We stayed at a motel each Saturday night and attended church Sunday morning. After church, we would drive back into the mountains for an early work day each Monday. One Sunday, we told our bishop about our bear troubles. He said he had a bear tag, and if we wanted to fill it, he would give us some of the meat. We wanted the bear hide to make a rug as well. I asked my dad to send me his 30-40 Craig, and he did. But my friend bagged a bear before my dad's rifle arrived. On a Wednesday, I was working a late shift, and my friend had worked the early shift. He was home that evening when a bear came into camp. He was only dressed in his underwear, but he snuck up on the bear and shot it in the head with a .22 rifle. When I got home, the bear was skinned and hanging from our clothesline. That was on Wednesday. It sat in the sun Thursday and Friday. On Saturday, we prepared to take the bear to Orofino, but when we opened up the bear skin, it was full of maggots. We just buried it and forgot about those romantic dreams of a pretty girl by the fireside. Our bishop had the bear meat processed and gave us some bear hamburger, chops, and steaks. We ate it all. I only recall that we had to drain the fatty oil off several times while cooking it. This is a picture of my family standing by a drill site while I am explaining how things work. They were interested in our bear tails and what it was like at the drill site. At the end of my summer work, they drove to Idaho and up to our drill site. The drill truck had pulled my trailer up there, so Dad also came out to pull it home. I had to leave before the job was totally finished due to college starting. Well, that's the end of this story. Thank you for listening.